You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Good morning and welcome to Matt Nair on Air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Bach, Calvin Butonoff, coming to you live from our home at Radio Park in Racine. You can always join us. Call or text. The number is the same at 855-752-4842. Leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll talk about DEI hiring mistakes.
Oh, boy.
This is what happens when you don't hire people who are actually qualified for the job and just got hired because of their loyalty to one person. But anyway, that's coming up in just a little bit. We wanted to start off, though, talking about beef producers in the United States. Now, the president of the United States says he will import Argentine beef in order to help out consumers because beef prices are so high. Of course, importing beef from another country will not be helping American beef producers. That's kind of a little sticking point there.
That's what I thought. Like when they said, "Oh, if we import beef, that'll drive the prices down," or
that'll make it cheaper for consumers. But again, this doesn't help our beef producers at all.
And guess what happened to Wall Street when the president said this?
Did it respond really well?
Oh, like it always does. Like when he announced, well, actually, in the early days when he would announce tariffs. Now they're used to tariff announcements. I feel like Wall Street doesn't do anything. But this beef announcement did some work on Wall Street.
Yeah, it definitely did. We do have a clip that we played last week.
Yes.
Actually, when the president was asked about not only are we giving Argentina $40 billion now, remember, we can't help pay for anybody's ACA subsidies.
Not at all.
We don't have money for that. We're going to talk more about this tomorrow. Ron Johnson, Wisconsin senior senator, talking this morning on Fox, of course, because he's never in Wisconsin, talking about he doesn't think it's that big of a deal if the ACA subsidies go away. It's not going to...
No.
It's going to be fine.
Isn't everyone rich like me?
Right. It's going to be just fine. So, Calvin, let's play that clip, please, when Donald Trump was asked last week about the bailout we're giving to Argentina, please.
What do you have to say to U.S. farmers who feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them, as they are
Argentina's fighting for its life.
What?
Young lady, you don't know anything about it.
What?
They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're fighting for their life. You understand what that means? They have no money. They have no anything. They're fighting so hard to survive. If I can help them survive in a free world, I happen to like the president of Argentina. I think he's trying to do the best he can. But don't make it sound like they're doing great. They are dying.
I'm dying.
All right? They're dying.
Dying. So we got to help Argentina, man. America first, but Argentina first.
No, Argentina first. They're getting our money for prisons, right?
I believe so.
They are getting $40 billion, right?
Yes.
They have taken up the soybean markets that we have lost, right?
Well, here's what Argentina did about that. They cut their tariffs.
Yes.
So China could buy them cheaper from Argentina.
Yes.
And not have to buy them from the U.S. So not only are we giving them billions of dollars, we are helping them sell their soybeans to China while our farmers are not selling their soybeans.
This sounds like two things to me. In business, we call this a franchise. In government, this sounds like socialism.
Doesn't it?
We're just, giving them all the stuff. And this is crazy. They're dying and guess what? We're not doing great either.
Well, but he likes the president. We have to help his friend.
You're right. When will he start liking us?
Well, he'll get around to that. According to the CEO of the National Cattlemen's Beef Association, Colin Woodall, says this plan only creates chaos at a critical time of the year for American cattle producers while doing nothing to lower grocery store prices.
Yes. Yeah.
855-752-4842 if you'd like to join us. The last thing we need is to reward Argentina by importing more of their beef, says the president of the National Farmers Union.
Yeah, this is... And speaking of farmers, I've reached out to someone to come on the show, Hans Breitenmoser, because he's a dairy farmer, but also he does beef as well, to come on the show and break this down in terms that we can understand coming from a farmer. So we want to get an expert's opinion on this. But this just, every time I read it, I feel like I'm missing something in my brain that makes it make sense to somebody. Everything about this, the way they're making it sound like it's a fix, it's amazing, it's awesome. But really what it's doing is just giving another country more of our stuff.
And undercutting more of our producers.
Yes.
U.S. feeder cattle futures tumbled on Friday. When Trump first mentioned he was working on a deal to lower prices, they hit their lowest level in more than a week on Monday.
Yeah.
Before ending nearly unchanged. 78-year-old Jan McDonald of Montana says she plans to take calves to an auction this weekend, and she's worried that this will hurt prices. About the president, she says, I don't know where he's coming from. It makes me very nervous about the future.
We shouldn't worry, though, Jane, because Secretary of Agriculture,
Brooke Rollins
went on CNBC and talked about how all of this is fine. Don't worry about falling prices. Don't worry about Wall Street. Don't worry about any of that stuff. All of this is part of a plan that we'll get to soon.
We have a clip from Ms.
We
Rollins,
definitely have
we?
a clip from her talking about this problem at hand.
Calvin, can you play that clip, please?
What happened to beef prices? How do we bring them down?
We have had a massive run on beef over the last decade. We've had almost 17% of our producers close, which is about our ranchers, which is about 150,000 ranchers have now stopped ranching. It's a whole other show. We need to describe that. But basically, there's been a massive consolidation, which has not been good for our ranching industry.
That's bad.
We have, offshored a lot of that to some companies in Brazil and some other internationally. China owns some other companies. There's a really important realignment that has to happen for us to begin to onshore. When we talk about onshoring and reshoring for manufacturing, we need to onshore and reshore for our beef producers, for our ranchers. So the prices are high. The president is very focused on fulfilling his promise of bringing grocery prices down.
By doing what?
But he's also very focused, and you'll hear more from us perhaps in the next day or two on what we are going to do to incentivize, to open up new lands, to make it easier to become a rancher, to build more processing plants around the country so there aren't just a handful in the middle of the country. We've got a pretty big package coming out. I haven't talked about it publicly. This is the first time.
We've lost a bunch of ranchers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the ones who are around now are struggling.
Right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that there can be more of them, thus diluting the current competition.
Right.
So no one still makes money. And also, who wakes up one day and goes, honey, you know what I've always wanted to do? I'm going to take off this tie. I'm throwing away the sports car. I want to raise beef cattle because that's what I was born to do. By the by, before becoming a lawyer, before serving as the deputy general counsel and ethics advisor, go figure, and policy director for Rick Perry, Brooke Rollins was born and raised on a farm.
Oh, so she knows.
She knows this life.
She actually knows.
So I would like to know what that family dinner is like every Christmas and Thanksgiving, because she is coming from that world and she is currently playing a hand in systematically destroying it.
Well, but you're assuming that she can't divert certain monies to certain peoples.
Fair.
I think that that's something to keep into consideration.
Absolutely.
855-752-4842. If you would like to join us, he's talking about Argentina. And boy, we're really worried about Argentina.
Yeah.
We're really, really concerned about their well-being. Troy from Mount Horeb is on the line. Good morning, Troy. What do you want to say?
As usual with this guy, the reporter says to him, farmers are being hurt by this. And he says, you don't know what you're talking about, young lady.
Yep.
You know, she's a woman. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yep.
And it's just typical with this guy. It's first thing I heard when I heard this quote a day or two ago, whenever it was how he attacks her immediately.
And he's done that especially to female reporters, Troy, since his first go around.
Yeah.
The way he treated Yamiche Alcindor was appalling.
Well, and now
it was just appalling.
And now he has a press secretary, Carolyn Levitt, who just does the exact same. She is like one of the most horrific human beings ever. She has no shame, no class, decorum, professional attitude. She is just she is a younger female version of him.
Well, did you see how she responded? Someone asked her why they decided to meet in Hungary.
Yeah.
President Trump is going to be going to Hungary. And she was asked who decided on Hungary as the place. And she said, your mom.
Yeah.
That was her intelligent adult response.
Yeah.
Your mom.
Awful.
Isn't that amazing?
It's awful.
Can you imagine Jen Psaki doing that?
Oh.
No.
No.
She would have been walked out of the building almost immediately. Even if it was the funniest of jokes, it would not have gone well. The news media would have lost their minds on both sides because they got to hedge their bets.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is ridiculous. This is so infuriating because we talk about farmers all the time. Now, by the way, still no farm bill. Look at you, Derek Van Orden.
Yeah.
He's too busy giving the president the gold medal of freedom or something. It's absolutely, I don't know what else to say. Like, why don't supporters of Donald Trump? Okay, now we talked about him destroying the White House, and now he is further undercutting our farmers. Tell me how this is winning. Tell me how this makes America great ever. Period.
It's 5D chess.
Well,
we just can't see the brilliance that is his mind.
Yeah.
Greg.
Tony on the live stream says it's fine if you just stop thinking and talking about it.
Well, there's that. Jim from Appleton also says Argentina, America, they both start with A. Maybe he's just confused.
And by the way, I know that, you don't know what you're talking about is what he said to that reporter, because White House correspondent jobs are just so easy to come by. It's like intern, White House correspondent. That's it. Just, she knows nothing.
Well, if you're working for OAN or Newsmax,
hey-o!
that'll probably get you in there. When we return,
oh boy, we need this.
We're going to talk more about all the best people and yes, the qualifications of the people surrounding the president. It's so impressive.
It's about knowing those little details, Jane.
It's about knowing the job.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Knowing the job.
Exactly.
We'll take a look at that. DEI hires, you say?
Yeah.
Stay close. You are listening to Matt Nair on Air. We coming to you across the vast.
Whoa.
Statewide.
Yeah.
Countrywide.
Really?
You can even pick us up. We had a listener text from the Philippines.
That was amazing, by the way. Thank you so much.
On the Civic Media Radio app. Stay close. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Good morning and welcome back to Matt Nair on Air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Bach, Calvitini on the board, coming to you from our studio at Radio Park in Racine. Join us at 855-752-4842. Leave a comment. If you're watching on the live stream, good morning, live stream.
Hey, live stream.
On Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. And just a reminder, sign up for Civic Media today.
Mm-hmm. Today.
Daily newsletter comes right to your email. And it's completely free.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really a great compilation of all the things that we are covering all across the network. We have reporters all over the state.
Yes, we do.
Into sports.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to talk about that. But yes, Civic Media Today. Subscribe.
Yeah.
It's free. It's really great. And it's a lot of work for our news department, too.
Yeah.
It really is.
It also gives a good roundup of all the shows happening, whether it's the podcast, whether it's the nightly shows, whether it's the network shows.
Little snippets.
It gives you a nice roundup of everything happening on that day. And it's like we said, it's free. It's easy. Go to civicmediatoday.substack.com. And you can sign up right there. Very simple, very easy. And welcome to all the people who have done that. It's really very
great.
popular. So
Yeah,
we're really
it's been
excited
great.
about that. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you for subscribing. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I do think it's worth sharing. Lindsay Halligan is probably not a name that you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
Lindsay Halligan, a former beauty queen.
Oh.
Who is an attorney, but never tried an actual case. So she has no courtroom experience.
None.
Zippo. She's a very pretty woman.
Okay.
But she has no courtroom experience. She's the one who's been put in charge of handling the case against Jim Comey.
Oh, I thought isn't she also in charge of the other case too for the New York
Letitia James.
Letitia James. I thought she was after 5 months of digging, found nothing on that one.
Zippo.
Yeah.
She was an insurance lawyer.
Well, you know.
The former insurance lawyer got into a little problem when she was texting back and forth with a reporter.
Oh, boy.
See, this is kind of the problem when you hire people just based on their loyalty to you and not necessarily their competency for the job. Yes, the former insurance lawyer who Trump appointed as the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia reached out to a senior editor at Lawfare, which is a publication.
Mm-hmm.
The topic was coverage about the prosecution of Letitia James.
Mm-hmm.
James is accused of misrepresenting a second property. We're not going to get too far into that. But anyway, Halligan reached out to this reporter.
Yes.
And did not say anything that said this conversation is off the record.
Which is something, if you're speaking to a reporter,
if you don't want it on the record, you have to say that
up front.
Yes,
up front, you have to say that.
You cannot have a whole conversation and at the end of the conversation say, "By the way, that was off the record." It's not how it works.
No, but our friend
Lindsay Halligan did not preface her comments with anything suggesting she wasn't on the record. Oops. She texted this reporter, "By the way, everything I sent you is off the record. You're not a journalist, so it's weird saying that, but just letting you know." The senior editor at Lawfare responded, "I'm sorry, but that's not how this works. You don't get to say that in retrospect." Halligan replies, "Yes, I do. Your mom.
Your mom's going to say your mom.
Off the record. Also, I am really sorry. I would have been happy to speak with you on an off-the-record basis had you asked," said this person from Lawfare, "but you didn't ask. And I still have not agreed to speak to you on that basis. Do you have any further comment for the story?" Halligan said it was obvious the conversation was off the record. "There's disappearing messages. It's on Signal. What's your story? You never told me about a story." At which point, the woman from Lawfare published it.
Also, it's not a guarantee, but I'm going to guess that most senior editors working for publications are journalists. They're working with journalists. To say you're not even a journalist when she said that, you're not even a journalist. I don't know why I'm
You're a senior editor for a publication. You are a journalist.
You have to afford that same common courtesy and matter of protocol to anyone working for a publication. You have to say this is off the record from the top.
From the top.
And also this Signal app is just bonkers. I never heard of it until the Pete Hegseth incident. The scandal we thought would be the end of him, by the way. It wasn't. It's like all these comedians last year who found out Snapchat pictures can actually be saved and not just go away. And they're like, "Oh no, what did I do?" This is bonkers. But hey, she's a beauty queen. President Trump probably thinks she's pretty, and she's loyal.
Is pretty.
So there
she's
you
a very
go.
Pretty woman.
So she has nothing to worry about.
Just not qualified.
No, well, Jane, when has that ever been a matter of fact here?
Little issue there.
Yeah.
The reporter, senior editor at Lawfare says, "I would have been happy to speak with her off the record had she suggested it, but she didn't do that.
It's not.
So I was very surprised when she suddenly suggested things were off the record when they were in fact not."
It's not the reporter's job to also say, is this on or off the record? I mean, I'm sure they will if it's the right person. But when it's this person, no, you don't have to do anything. It's your responsibility, personal responsibility.
Oh, but that's not in this administration.
Not at all.
You got to blame somebody else.
While you're tearing down part of the White House.
There's someone else to blame.
Exactly.
News is coming up next, and then we'll lighten it up when we come back with Audio Sorbet. How do you chore?
Yeah.
That's the question. 855-752-4842. Stay with us. You're listening to Matt Nair on Air on the Civic Media Radio Network. Good morning. Welcome to Matt Nair on Air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Bach, our one, our only Calzone on the board, coming to you from our studio at Radio Park in Racine. Join us. Call or text. The number is the same at 855-752-4842. You can also leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we will end the show with This Shouldn't Be a Thing. Today it is the Buzz Off edition. Stick around for that. Right now, though, is the portion of the show we call Audio Sorbet, where we take a breath, get away from the news, so we can have some fun.
Yeah.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah.
So today's question for you is, how do you chore?
Yeah.
How do you attack chores? 855-752-4842. Talking about this before the show.
Yep.
You did some garaging.
I'm currently working on a project in my garage of just basically, we moved into the house about 3 years ago, and when we first got there, the garage was nice and perfect and functional, and over time, it's that thing of,
let's put this here.
Things start to go here, and then you say, well, we don't have to park the car here right now. We can put it right here. It's summertime. It's fine. And then you look and you're like, oh, there's a bunch of junk here. So what I've been doing, and I found this is very effective for me because I have a difficult time with, if I were to say on a Sunday morning, get up at 7 a.m. and say, today I'm cleaning the garage.
The entire thing.
It would not get done. It would be me standing in front of the garage for an hour trying to figure out where to start. And then I would sort of do some things and then I'd fade off. And then before I know it, I'm watching television.
Yeah, I'm going to go back in the house. This is too much.
So what I'm doing now, and I started doing this yesterday is Monday. So on Friday. On Friday, I worked in there for about 2.5 hours. Started on one wall.
So like one section.
One section. Made my goal, this one wall. Take everything off the wall, clean it up, install some shelving, install some hooks, put things back. All right, done. Sat down, felt accomplished, was very sweaty. Very sweaty. And then yesterday, I did the next wall. I pulled everything off. I cleaned it up. I'm
organized.
Cleaning a fridge. I'm cleaning a fridge either today or tomorrow.
Oh, I know how you love that.
I love cleaning fridges. But that's how I personally have to see these. Vacuuming, doing the thing, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I personally feel like if instead of cleaning your whole house on a Saturday, if you just tell yourself, I'm going to clean this one room today, and you do it day by day, it lessens the severity.
Absolutely.
But that's how I have to approach it, because if you tell me I have to do a huge thing at the beginning, I'm like, let's do it later, and then I just hope that you'll either be as into ordering pizza as me or completely forget about it. But that's how I'm doing it, is little by little.
So you break it into pieces.
Yeah.
How do you chore? How do you get your chores done? Do you attack the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this weekend, I'm doing the garage.
Yes.
I'm going to reorganize the entire garage. Or are you more like Greg and you break it down into more easily digestible pieces?
Yeah.
855-752-4842. How do you approach your chores? I'm like you.
Yeah.
In that, so I started washing windows over the weekend.
Whoa.
Oh, it's so much fun.
We tried washing windows a few months ago, and I feel like the both of us said, "Oh, this is harder than we expected." And
It's a chore.
Yeah,
it is a chore. But instead of going, I'm going to do the entire first floor, I just did the living room.
Yeah,
I got that room done. That was 5 windows.
That's great,
right? So I gave myself a pat on the back for that. Now this coming weekend, I will attack the dining room.
There you go,
and get around to those windows. But yeah, I like to break it down because otherwise, and you can ask my husband, I am one of the most accomplished procrastinators on the planet.
Oh.
I'm not good at a lot of things. I'm really, really good at putting things off.
Do you ever do this, Jane? You wake up and it's so early, you're like, I don't need to do the thing now. So you have a cup of coffee, you're watching some TV, and then in your head, I'll use Saturdays. Saturdays, I know that I'm going to be in bed by 9 p.m. Party animal. Yeah. So you say to yourself, it's 7 a.m. Oh my gosh, I have like 14 hours.
All day.
9 o'clock rolls around. Oh my gosh, it's barely the morning's even done. 10 a.m., 1 p.m., you're counting, you're like, I still can get 2-3 hours in. And then before you know it, it's dark. I guess I'm going to do it tomorrow. That's how I roll with those big projects. And then the same way, it's like, all right, today I'm going to do this one small thing or one part of it. Like, I'm sure I will probably spend at the end of the day on this garage probably a solid 12 to 15 hours on it.
Oh, I would think so.
And that's good because if I were doing one shot, I'd probably spend about 8 hours on it. And the last 2, I'd be like, forget it.
How do you chore? 855-752-4842. 855-75-CIVIC. Give us a call. Send in a text. How do you chore? Do you break it down into little more digestible, attackable bits? Or do you do I'm doing the whole thing?
Yeah.
I'm going to get it all done.
Yeah.
Casper from Madison, listening on WAUK. I just do whatever Ashley tells me to do. Happy spouse, happy house.
I love the happy spouse, happy house because I feel like it's so much better than happy wife, happy life. That just sounds condescending.
Happy spouse, happy house.
But yeah, and Bridget too. By the way, happy anniversary to Bridget.
That's happy anniversary.
It's our anniversary to 13 years. What's up, everybody?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, whoa. When did we invite a studio audience? When did we get that money?
Nice.
But she's also so appreciative of every little thing I do. And it's not in like a husbandly type of way where or I should say TV sitcom husband way where I'm so shiftless and inept that anything I can get right is great. It's just that appreciation of each other. So like, I don't crave it, but I know she's going to say thank you. And that means something to me.
It's just the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
Yeah.
It's important, especially I think, as you get on in your relationship, to continue to say thank you to each other.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I really do.
I completely.
I think that's really important.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that at all. And for me personally, 13 years on, been together a little bit longer, and I still am like she was out of town last week, and I got to pick her up from the airport on Saturday, and I was so giddy to see her because it's like it's not just a husband and wife. We're a good hang. Like, it's fun with each other. We have a good time, and so when she shows that appreciation, which she always does, from just taking the trash out to doing this garage project, it's just good to know that, like, all right, I'm doing this for us, the garage. We'll be able to park our cars. I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. But yeah, choring is something as I get older, I have to learn how to do it the right, because I was always raised with today we're cleaning the house.
And we did the same thing.
And it just seems so daunting.
It really was. Yep. On Saturdays.
Yeah.
It was you get up on Saturdays and you start cleaning.
Oh, we got cartoons. After cartoons were done,
then the cleaning begins.
The vacuum is coming out.
How do you chore? Do you break it into little bits? Do you attack the whole project at once? 855-752-4842. Brett, listening on WAUK. Greg must have OCD like me. I clean exactly the same way. And I absolutely love cleaning the fridge. Take everything out, including the shelves.
Yep.
Nothing goes back in that's not clean, including the jars.
Oh, yeah.
You use a toothbrush.
I use toothpicks, toothbrushes, Q-tips. Gotta get Jane, you got to get in the crevices.
Apparently.
And our refrigerator in the garage is quite gross and probably should be thrown out. I'm just kidding. It's fine. It just needs to be cleaned. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to we actually have a big tub in the garage right now. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some boiling water in there and just dump all the shelves and just let them sit and soak.
That's probably
because
good. With some vinegar and water in there.
Ooh,
Vinegar is a miracle.
That's a brilliant
product.
idea. Yeah.
Vinegar is great.
That fridge is going to get
It's
clean.
going to gleam.
Going to get clean.
It's going to gleam. How do you chore? 855-752-4842. Calvin, what about you?
How do you chore,
How
Calvin?
do you chore? Do you break it down? Do you attack the whole thing at once?
So I usually am the type that I let something go until it's unavoidable.
Mm-hmm.
Like laundry, it just becomes a pile until I have to take care of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it becomes the type of thing usually where I just kind of get it all done. And motivation is not something that I am gifted with, so I have to strike when the iron is hot.
When you feel the mood, you got to go with it.
And I know that in-house chores are different than what we're talking with, at least for me. Like another big thing I got done finally, and you heard me complain about this so much, is I finally destroyed our play set in the backyard. I finally got rid of that. I had been whining about that for years, and I finally I realized something about myself. If I leave my shoes on, I have like a 70% chance of doing the thing I want to do if it's a non-in-house chore.
Okay.
So like if I have to run errands, doing the garage, going outside to do the thing, if I leave my shoes on, I will probably get it done. I might sit for a little. Like yesterday, I didn't just walk in and start doing it. I sat down for a little bit, and then around 2:00, I got up and I worked for a couple hours. But I left my shoes on, and the shoes were, for some weird reason, a motivator. And I'm like you, Calvin, in that sense, where like, especially with laundry, because even though it's not far, the laundry's way in the basement, bedroom's on the second floor, and that whole walking down some stairs just seems like the most daunting task on earth.
Too much.
If I was in a one-floor house, my laundry room would be in the first floor, not in the basement, because I'd be doing laundry all the time then.
We have a laundry chute.
I grew up with one of those too.
It's a wonderful thing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
That would not get me to do laundry faster though.
It doesn't. No. I just like throwing things down there.
Do you ever just, when I was, take that, jeans.
Very satisfying sound as it goes down the chute. How do you chore? 855-752-4842. That is our audio sorbet question today on Matt Nair on air, little by little. You break it down. You do it over a couple of weekends. Does it matter if you get up and get right to it?
Yeah.
Because I'm like you. On Saturday mornings, I'll get up. I want at least 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah.
And I want to surf for at least an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But then I have to get moving.
Yeah.
If by an hour and a half, if I continue surfing, that's where I'll be all day.
And I don't personally find value, like, I worked for about 2.5, 3 hours yesterday, and when I sat on the couch, I felt like I earned the sit.
Yeah.
I earned the rest of the night. I don't have to do 8, 9, 10 hours and redesign a landscape or a front yard to feel like I've accomplished something. If I've accomplished the thing I want to get done and I've done it, then there you go. And if it's doing the dishes, doing some laundry, and cleaning a bathroom, I have achieved my goal.
Yes, you have. Jenny on the live stream. I used to do it all when I was younger. Now I spread it out throughout the day and the week. I'm tired. I have a life to live, and the dishes can wait. Amen. I love that, Jenny.
Do you remember we were getting upset with your parents when they're like, hey, Janie, can you take the trash out? I'm like, why? And then you realize one day, like, that chore took literally 45 seconds.
Oh, God, Mom.
Empty the dishwasher. What am I, made of time?
Inconvenient. When we return, we'll wrap up the show with this Shouldn't Be a Thing Buzz Off edition. Stay with us. You're listening to Matt Nair on air on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Good morning and welcome back to Matt Nair on air. Jane Matt Nair, Greg Bach, Dr. Slide on the board, coming to you from her home at Radio Park in Racine. You can call or text. The number is the same if you want to join the show at 855-752-4842. Leave a comment if you're watching on the live stream on Facebook, YouTube, and what used to be Twitter. One more text I wanted to share. Andrew from Maine, listening on WAUK. We were talking about how do you chore? Do you break it down? Do you tackle the whole big thing at once? Andrew says dishes are done most evenings.
Yep.
Laundry I try to get done on Friday or Saturday. Rest of cleaning is as needed or when I'm fed up with the state of the house. That's kind of where I am.
Or I'll throw another one in, when company's coming over.
That's also another great motivator.
Jenny on the live stream said, and I think in response to remember when parents would ask you to do certain chores and you would bemoan them even though they took no time? I don't remember that. I'm an eldest daughter. We have to do everything. Oh, I'm the oldest. I'm so tired of the oldest having their say all the time. The youngest have it the worst.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
We are the most looked over, forgotten about. We can get away with more. But the point is,
I got away with murder.
Me too.
But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about other things.
What are we talking about, Jane?
Coming up on the show tomorrow, Dr. Kristen Lyerly is going to be joining us in hour number 2. You may have missed this from last week. America is under-babied.
Oh, well then.
We need more babies. We're under-babied. And he also mentioned last week, of course, that our teenage boys they don't have enough sperm. How he knows this remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about why people seem to be reluctant to have more children and what could be done to actually encourage that.
We're also going to have Dr. Lyerly address the actual claim, or the actual fact that we have a lower population than needed in this country. I didn't believe that was the case until she explained it to us a while ago. So we're going to have her calmly, logically, and expertisely explain it versus just saying under-babied, which is not a word.
No.
And a person trying to be taken seriously should never say.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's coming up tomorrow. Also, Deb Cronmiller from the League of Women Voters is going to be here, and we're going to talk about redistricting.
Yep.
And the League of Women Voters, what a shock, would like to see an independent group put together new maps.
Yes.
What a crazy, radical idea.
Once again, logical.
Yeah, what a crazy thing. So that's all coming up on the show tomorrow. It is 10:55 Kelvin. That means it's time for
This Shouldn't Be a Thing.
Should you ever stumble over a thing you think should not be, send it in to Greg and me at janesays@civicmedia.us. This from Calvin in Iceland Review, which I highly encourage everyone to subscribe to. Iceland Review, Michael Chapman with the byline.
What do you guys talk about? We talk about Iceland.
We talk about
what do you think we talk about?
The headline reads, scientists confirm first mosquitoes have been found in Iceland. 3 mosquitoes have been found in West Iceland. This is the first confirmed discovery of mosquitoes on Iceland in history.
Oh, boy.
The insects were identified earlier this month by Bjorn Halteson.
Good job.
Just kind of, I'll say that really
Bjorn.
fast. Bjorn.
Sounds like a car going by fast.
He reported his find on Facebook.
Yeah.
On the Insects in Iceland Facebook group. At dusk, October 16th, I caught sight of a strange fly and a red wine ribbon. I immediately suspected what was going on and collected the fly. It was female. He later captured 2 more specimens, sent them on to the Institute of Natural History, where they confirmed they were mosquitoes. This is described as significant because mosquitoes are cold resistant.
Yeah.
Now they can survive in Iceland.
Yeah.
Because of climate change.
Climate change, baby.
This is the first time mosquitoes have been found in Iceland, adding that while individual flies have occasionally been found on aircraft arriving in the country.
They're just here for a vacation. They're just kicking back. They want to take in those hot springs.
I want to see how they're hanging on.
I want to see Bjork.
None had previously been discovered outdoors. Scientists have long predicted mosquitoes could establish themselves in Iceland, particularly after the louse fly became established there in 2015.
First the louse fly, then the mosquito.
Then the mosquitoes.
What's next?
I don't know.
I don't actually know what would be next, honestly. I don't know. Wasps? I have no idea what can and can't be there.
We're sorry, Iceland. You had a good thing going for a really long time.
I know that I didn't do climate change, Jane, but doesn't it kind of feel like it's justified that Iceland looks at America and goes, this is your fault?
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. They're flying here from you.
Yeah. We can tell because they're very overweight and have no sense of self.
And a strange accent.
Exactly.
That wraps up today's episode of
This Shouldn't Be a Thing.
Check out Iceland Review. You never know.
It's definitely a publication that exists.
That exists, exactly. Thank you, Greg and Calvin and all of our engineers and everyone at Civic Media, because without you, absolutely nothing works. And thank you most of all for calling and for texting and for listening and watching on the stream. It means the world. I hope you find some joy today, even if it's just a tiny little bit, and you have the chance to share it. We have news coming up next. Then Tom Hartman takes over from noon to 2. Todd Alba, happy birthday, Todd Alba.
Happy birthday, Todd Alba.
From 2 to 4, Maggie Dawn, 4 to 6, Pete Schwaba, 6 to 8 p.m. Keep it right here on the Civic Media Radio Network, and we'll see you tomorrow.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.